Hello, today is Saturday, the 20th of July, 2024. So I just wanted to briefly talk this week about some of the trades that we've taken during the week. This week has been a bit average. It was still profitable, but it was only about 0.3%. And I don't actually trade Fridays, but for transparency, I always indicate all the trades that would have happened if you had followed the system precisely. In other words, if you'd taken every single trade during the week. So we can see here that during these weeks beginning, started off in June, really strong. July slows down. That's been my experience actually over the years, that July and August especially. Why is that? School summer vacations, generally less liquidity in the market and volatility. So things tend to slow down. That doesn't always have to be the case. We've got a US election year. There have been a lot of events that have moved the markets, not necessarily scheduled, data-driven events, but nevertheless ones that have taken place. But even if you took, an average over those last sort of 6 weeks, you'd be looking at an average of about 1.02%, and you would have made 6%. Now, what do I strive for? Well, I usually go for about 0.5% a week. And what does that mean for me? It means one net winning trade. So it's really quite a conservative approach. And for those of you that actually wondered how my method works, I'm sorry, I'm not going to tell you all of the details, but I will mention a few things actually, which I do talk about in my course. And those are time, space, and candlesticks. Now, what do I mean by those? Well, the observant among you will have noticed that I trade the 1 minute chart. The 1 minute chart is what we would call in England the Marmite of trading. It's people either love it or hate it. It's got its supporters and detractors. My only contribution to this will be to say that it works for me. I can't guarantee it works for everybody, but this is a mechanical system. So that second point about it can work for everybody, absolutely. But I just want to show something here. Now, my system had identified that there was a trade right here to sell. And the trade went on actually, this is actually yesterday, Friday, trade went on to hit the take profit. So, great, no problems. Now, why am I mentioning this? Well, I mentioned time, the 1 minute. I also mention usually space. Now, by space, the one thing I'm really usually looking at is, what are the levels that prices hit before? That's a really awful line, but you can see what I'm saying. Anything below that, and it starts to get into territory where, price is probably going to recover, which it did. It did recover. So none of this is usually a massive surprise. Don't get me wrong. My system does not create 100% winners. If you're looking for that, stop now. It's a waste of time. But that said, I do notice a number of things. And the other one I notice about these levels is if you look even on a 1 minute chart, okay, if I just hover across this one and extend it, do you notice something here? What happened? Well, price was actually in a drawdown for some time. And where did that drawdown seem to end? It ended when price retested that level. So there is nothing remarkable or special about this, but I did just want to point this out because we see things again and again in the markets. The more time that I have spent looking at charts, these days I try not to look at them too much, but the more you start looking at charts, the more you realize that, even if you're looking at a 1 minute chart, a 5 minute chart, an hour, we have fractal price action. In other words, that you see similar things again and again, even on different levels. And the third piece, as I mentioned, is what I'm looking at is particular candle formations. And I'm not really giving very much away to say that I love pin bars and dojis, and they are my absolute favorite ways to take trades. Okay, guys, that's it for this week. Very quick one. And anybody who's interested, I will put down the link for the Discord channel. It's absolutely free to follow and get these videos there. In addition, if you do want to join the Signals group, and I made this group simply because of the fact that I recognize that a lot of people do not have the time to sit in front of the screen as long as I do. And what this does is it just simply removes that necessity. I do not rely on that for income, just to be clear. I also don't rely on that as what I would consider my way of teaching. I do not hide anything. I show people in my course exactly how I do this. Okay, guys, well, that's all. And I hope you have a great weekend and week ahead. Thank you.